Now, everyone will have a say in how their own local communities are policed. That's the promise from the Policing Minister, Nick Herbert. He was in Staffordshire supporting the 4 candidates nominated to stand for the Conservatives in November's elections for police and crime commissioners in our biggest forced areas.
Our political editor, Patrick Burns, has been examining why the government are so determined to give the police a shake-up.
As our town centres burned last summer, ministers compared the response to the riots by the police authority unfavourably with that of London's Mayor Boris Johnson, famously leading the capital's fight back. By contrast, they branded the authority here invisible. Instead, the government told us we should have a new broom of our own, a directly elected police commissioner, championing strategies for fighting crime, setting police budgets, potentially even hiring and firing the chief constable. Ed Miliband has already unveiled the men his party has chosen to stand in our region's 4 main force areas, an ex-MP, an ex-MEP and 2 councillors. And the Conservatives have 2 councillors and 1 ex-councillor, looking not so much like a radical departure in local accountability as just another way of recycling party politicians.
For the first time, it's going to put the public in the driving seat. It's their opportunity to make sure that their neighbourhood is safer, to elect someone who represents them. They can hold their feet to the fire.
With over 3 months still to go to polling, this had the unmistakable flavour of a campaign launch.
I myself will be meeting with the public, holding public meetings every fortnight all around the West Midlands, hearing what people's concerns are and accounting to them for what I'm doing.
It's visibility of police. And the fear of crime in the area is occupying people's minds. It's a low crime area, but not a no crime area.
I want to release more coppers to be coppers. I don't want them sitting behind desks. We need to improve the systems that support them.
It's about holding the police service and criminal system to account in Warwickshire on behalf of the public, and we'll do that on the basis of facts, not politics.
Go to my blog for more of the candidates so far declared in these 4 force areas and in Gloucestershire. Patrick Burns, BBC Midlands Today, Staffordshire.
Well, Patrick's here with us now. Patrick, you mentioned Gloucestershire, which wasn't at today's event, but how's the contest shaping up there?
In many ways, Sarah, the most interesting of the lot, actually, against the background of the resignation of the former Chief Constable, Tony Melville, precisely in protest against these reforms. One of the candidates actually so far declared is himself a former senior officer, former Superintendent Martin Searle, who used to command operations in Cheltenham and Tewkesbury. And the Conservatives have selected a top criminal barrister, Victoria Atkins. And for Labour, the candidate is Rupi Danda, who's the wife of the former Gloucester MP, Parmjeet Danda.
Now, this whole idea has been heavily criticised by the Police Federation. What is it they don't like about it exactly?
They're mainly worried about what they see as the undue politicisation of the police service, undue interference. What if the relationship between the Chief Constable and the Commissioner isn't a sort of creative tension, it becomes dysfunctional. But there's an interesting twist to this, that policing and politics, the 2 words actually stem from the very same origin. It goes right to the core of keeping communities secure under the rule of law. It's a fascinating debate which will play out over the next 3.5 months.
Patrick, thank you very much.
Still to come tonight.